Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my YouTube family and also welcome to Flutter tutorial series. In this video, I will show you how you can do testing in Flutter. So before starting, first of all, I will show you my playlist tab, and I create a lot of videos relating Java, Android Studio, PHP, Python, JavaScript, and many more. So if you need any video, you can search in my videos tab, and if you don't found the video, you can write a comment. So I try to make a video for you. And in this video, we will discuss the testing in Flutter. So first of all, the question is, what is testing and why it is important? So here is the Flutter project, and you will see I write a piece of code here. Okay, so you will see here this bracket. If I remove this bracket, you see I got an error, which is due to the absence of this bracket. So the question is, how this code knows this bracket is missing? So the answer is, we write a test file where we write, if this bracket is missing, this message is shown. Okay, so in this case, we have to write a test class to ensure the correctness of our code. Okay, so now let's understand the types of testing and what is testing and why we need testing. So it ensures the actual result matches to the expected result. It also helps us to improve the software and application in terms of efficiency, usability, and accuracy. Testing is one of the most important phases in application development life cycle to ensure the application is of high quality. And we have 4 types of testing. The first one is unit testing, widget testing, integration testing, and continuous integration services. And in this video, I am going to show you how you can perform unit testing in Flutter. And in unit testing, you can test a function, class, or module. And in widget testing, you can test a widget. You know we have a lot of widgets in Flutter, so you can test the widget using this widget testing. And in the integration testing, you can test the whole app. And in continuous integration services, you can test the app continuously in Flutter. Okay, so for unit testing, you have to write the library in your dev dependency. So I write this test here for testing. Okay, and after that you have to click on this pubs-get to execute this library, and you have to write the test file inside your test folder. Okay, and this folder is created by default when you create a project in Flutter. So you have this text file automatically generated when you create a project in Flutter. And when I expand this folder, you will see these two files are created by me, but this widget underscore test is by default file. And if I open this file, you will see here the app is created a code for widget testing automatically. Okay, so I create this file which is counter.dirt and I write these two methods here. First create a class which is counter and then create a variable which is value and initialize it with 0, and then create two methods which is increment and decrement. And when user call this increment method, it increment this value by 1, and if user clicks or calls this decrement method, then it decrement the value. This is the simple class. Okay, and now I write a test for this class. Okay, and whenever you create a class for the test, you have to write the name and then you have to write this underscore test to create a test class. So I create this test class for this counter.dirt, and here I check some conditions. Okay, so now you will see here is this test package which is coming from our library which we execute in this file. So okay, you will see here I import this counter class. Okay, this is the counter class, and here you will see I write the test and you have this format of test class. Here you can write any string value and then you write these two brackets and then these are the opening brackets, and inside you write some commands. And first of all we initialize this counter class. This is the counter class. Okay, we initialize the object of this counter class and then store the object inside this counter, and then you will see I call this increment function which simply increments the value of this value variable by 1, and then we write this what we expect when we call this function. Okay, so first we pass this counter.value which is nothing but 1, and here you write the expect value, or this is the value when we call the function. Okay, so here you pass the calling value and here you pass what you expect. Okay, and you know that when we call this increment method, the value is increment from 0 to 1, so our expected value is 1. Okay, and when you want to run this text, you will see this icon here. Right click on this and then click on run in, and now you will see here this testing is start and it shows some message when it execute properly. It shows the time testing started at 6:41 a.m. I again run this. It takes a lot of time, and you will see it shows test passed 1, and it is the one test. You can write a lot of tests here, and also you can test this code in your terminal. So for terminal, you can write Flutter test, and then you have to write the path of your test, and you will see we write this test inside this test folder. So you have to write test slash and then the name of the file where you write the test. So I write the test inside this counter underscore test dot dirt. So write here counter underscore test dot dirt, and then click on enter, and it takes some time. And you will see it shows this all test pass. So this is the way you can write a test, and you can write the expected value. And if you want to call the decrement, then you will know that it shows the value which is -1, and then we run this code. You can run this test using two methods. The first one is you can click on this and run, and the second method is you can use the terminal. It's up to you how you can check this test. And you will see it shows this message which is test pass 1, and 1 here simply shows that you run one test. And if you want to write a group of tests, then you can simply read this document. Okay, and I execute this code from this document, and you will see here first you have to write the dependency, then you have to create a test file, then you have to create a class for test, and then you have to create a test file, and you can write a test in a group. And if you want to write the group, then you can follow this code here. You have to write this group class, and then you can write this expect counter value, and then you write 0. Basically this is for the first time you initialize the variable 0, so it checks the variable 0. For the first time the value is 0, and then you write two texts, one for increment and the other for decrement, and then you can execute or run this test. So you have two methods for running. One is the terminal and the other one is run. So you will see here, if you want to run this text in terminal, then you write the Flutter test, and then you write the path of your test file. So I hope you understand this whole video, and in the next video I will show you how you can do widget testing in Flutter. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.